Welcome back to Saturday Social, where we are joined by Matisse, Alex and Buvey. Right, Joe, it's been fair to say, a bit of a disappointing week for Chelsea.
Understatement, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 1-0 loss to Newcastle, Matisse, followed by an 8-2 aggregate loss to PSG in the Champions League. Some Chelsea fans, not all of them, some fans leaving as early as the 65th minute. So it's got a lot of Chelsea fans talking on social media, and we've given Matisse a bit of a task today.
Yeah, we're going to look at the entire Chelsea first team, Matisse. You're going to tell us, from your perspective, which players you want to stay and which players you want to go. We're obviously going to be getting Buvey and Alex's reaction throughout. We haven't included loan players in this, so this is just the first team squad right now. Let's start with the goalkeepers then.
Yeah, we'd be here all day if we went lone players, wouldn't we? But
this is a big talking point, this. Bob Sanchez.
We start with Sanchez. Massive improvements, I think, this season, which has kind of been brought into disarray a little bit in the last couple of weeks by the manager, bringing in Jorgensen against Villa. We obviously won that game, dropping him for the big game in the first leg in Paris in the Parc des Princes. That backfired. Jorgensen made mistakes. I think Sanchez, a lot of people have forgotten how much improvement we saw under Maresca. When we had a lot more variety to our build-up play, he was able to go long when he wanted, go short when he wanted. He didn't make as many individual errors, if any. He only really had a bad game at Old Trafford where he got sent off. And he had a mistake at the Emirates, so I get that. But in terms of cross-collection, in terms of shot-stopping, those are still traits in a goalkeeper that have to be there. I think the ball-playing ability is it's a negotiation. You don't see it with Courtois, best keeper in the world. So for me, Sanchez, he's doing the basics and he's getting those things right. For me, he stays purely based on the form this season.
Buvey, where do you stand on Chelsea's goalkeeper situation? Because a lot's been made. They've obviously spent a lot of money over the years and they've chopped and changed this position a lot. What do you make of the goalkeeper situation?
I think you keep Sanchez in the squad. I think you've got a lot of young keepers that aren't up to the level. I think you definitely keep Sanchez and try and improve in the summer. I think that's how you do it. Okay. You need a world-class keeper, though.
Yeah, I agree. He's not world-class, but he's made massive improvements.
Let's put him up then, and we'll discuss another one of the young goalkeepers. Buvey was mentioning there, I believe, Jorgensen.
Yeah, he's been injured and absent for most of the season. And then, like I said, Liam Rossini brings him in kind of out of nowhere against Aston Villa after the Sanchez era. And for me, he's not good enough. I look at the PSG game, and I know people will immediately look at the footwork and the giveaway for the goal, for the ball playing ability. But really, actually, the shot stopping is not good enough. He made a similar mistake at Villa Park last season when he got a month where he got a run in the team. And some of the goals that PSG scored in that game, they were savable. I think with better footwork, get across the goal better, I think he could have made big saves. You look at camera saves, Donnarumma, you look at massive saves, Courtois. That's the level that Chelsea should be aspiring for. And he is a bench goalkeeper, in my opinion. But I don't think he's even dependable enough to, if Sanchez was out for a month or two, to come in and be really trusted. We've had Begovic before. I've seen Ortega at City. I've seen Lumen at Real Madrid. I've seen better backup goalkeepers for me that can be depended on than Jorgensen.
Okay, let's put him up. Next up.
Let's go into the defenders. Levi Colwill, big talking point, obviously missed the entirety of the season due to injury. How different do you think your season would have been had he been fit? Because it seems like he's been a massive loss for you this season.
I mean, even from his Brighton days, I remember his performance at the Emirates under De Zerbi. He was absolutely immense. And Maresca spoke about at the start of the season, ball-playing defender. We don't have many of them. And he's one of the biggest misses because we want to play out from the back. We want to be front-footed. And he's the one that really breaks lines with confidence. He can really fizz a pass into midfield and it's completely under his control. There's no real risk factor. So he's been a massive miss. And I think at the back end of last season when we went through that form to just get Champions League football, he was starting to show leadership qualities. I remember his goal at Forest at the City ground. He was starting to show a lot of communication in the back line, starting to take responsibility. I remember his quotes, in the Club World Cup, really starting to come of age, and then he got injured for the whole year. So, yeah.
He's an obvious keeper, isn't he? Next up.
This one's dicey. This one's difficult. Because for me, people, when they talk about Chalobah, it feels like we get a little bit overexcited sometimes with the form and we say, right, no, he is a really, really good defender, but then he'll have a mistake or then he'll be involved in an error. And it's like, I don't sometimes really know where he sits in our centre-back pairing. I don't think he's strong enough aerially. I don't think he's brilliant ball playing out of the back in terms of the pass. And I think it's good, but it's not of Colwill's level. And I don't think he's commanding enough, or I don't feel that presence when he's in the back line. But he is competent. I think he's a squad player at best, but he's not a starter. But you could sell him, and I don't think it'd be a massive,
What's your decision then?
deal. I think I'll keep him just purely because I've got a lot of other guys to sell.
Too much admin.
Yeah, it's too much paperwork.
Ridiculous.
It's too much paperwork, too much medicals that could fail. It's a lot.
Wesley Fofana.
This is my first sale.
Really?
Why?
I really, really liked Wesley Fofana at Leicester. I thought he was absolutely insane in his first season from St Etienne. First debut Premier League season, I think they got to the cup final. They won the FA Cup, I believe, under Rodgers. He was unbelievable. He gets that massive injury. Chelsea buy him off the back of that injury. And it takes him, obviously, so much time to get back to fitness. He's now playing, games now for Chelsea on a frequent basis, which is a great step forward. But I look at him and I think there's too many things missing from his game. And I think him being the age he is, 24, 25, he almost plays like a 21-year-old because he's missed all of that football. So he's still just as maybe rash or as immature or as unpredictable. You see the sending off as well.
Great take.
He hasn't got, for me, again, not good enough on the ball. When we've got that extra man in defence, you ask someone to step out, I don't see enough of it from him. Passing range. He's got the speed, but then he was jogging against Newcastle for the goal on the 2v1 situation. He should have got back with Gordon. And again, there's no presence. I think we look a bit fragile, we look a bit weak. We can get done off set pieces, we can get done on long throws. And I don't think he adds to the marshalling the organisation or any of that part of the team either.
Okay. Yeah, 13 Premier League starts this season. Only started more than 14 Premier League games in one season ever. So you're right about the lucky game time a lot.
Yeah, we are still centre-backs. What time does this show finish?
This one's an easy
A
one.
lot of defenders, go on.
He's only just arrived from Strasbourg.
Yeah.
Maybe too soon, but you're going to keep him, you're going to loan him or have him in the deep depths of the team. He's not had enough time to prove himself.
Okay. The centre-back roster here is long, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Still
being so
going.
serious.
Still
We've got
going.
about another 8 centre-backs to get through.
Quick sell. Immediately.
300 quid.
Not
Immediately?
Good, yeah, immediately. Like yesterday. Not good enough in wide areas. Not good enough 1v1. Too slow to play in a high line, which needs to be counter-pressing, needs to be up the pitch to kind of get the ball back as quickly as possible. A young team should have energy. So yeah, it just has to be sold. Just not good enough.
Wow, quick one that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Badiashile?
Another sell. Immediately. Too many errors. Too many mistakes. Again, don't like his defending in wide areas. I think he can get caught out a little bit too easily for me as well. He's good on the ball, but he still makes errors, still makes mistakes. And with the amount of new centre-backs we need to clear room. And I think he's one that's had enough time now to kind of show of a certain level. He's been unlucky with injuries. He had a lot of potential and promise, but I think I've kind of had enough now.
Okay, even split so far. 4 stay, 4 go. Cucurella, presuming that's going to be a keep.
Yeah, easy keep. One of our best players, integral. A little bit of leadership quality showing there, intensity off the ball, on the ball. Gets goals as well. And yeah, he's just had an incredible rise since the back end of Pochettino's season.
Yeah. Alex, where do you think he ranks in terms of best left-backs?
I think when you hate playing a player, you know how good they are. I absolutely hate coming up against Cucurella. I think a lot of managers really, really rate him. I think he's top class. I think he's right up there, top 3 in the league. 100%.
This is an easy keep for me as well. I think our fullback situation is quite good. We've got 2 seniors and then we've got 2 young players kind of learning off them. And he's come of really good form recently. He's kind of come in for Cucurella when he's needed to. Played a bit of centre-back as well, versatile. And it's his first season as well. He's only 20, so...
Okay. Reece James as well, presume is obviously a tap-in.
Yeah,
Stick him straight up.
Just, it's Reece James. We don't even need to say anything.
Next level.
He is frustrating. I think on the ball he's very inconsistent. Sometimes he might have a loose first touch, might make an error. But he has a role, I think, where he gets up and down and he does provide that width, he does provide that energy. His performance at home to Liverpool is really good this season. And again, he's only a depth piece behind Reece James, who's going to play most of the game. So, yeah, it's not a massive issue for us.
So, Buvey, that's all the defenders done.
Well, one more.
Oh, you got one more? Wow.
We've got a lot of players.
God almighty.
And he's a keep.
Seriously.
He's
1, 2,
incredible.
3,
How many
we're up to 22 defenders.
Conceded 8 to PSG and got all these defenders. I can't believe it.
You can't play them all at once, Buvey. You can't play them all at once. This is an easy keep. He might go on loan, but for me, the potential is ridiculous. And we really need to be playing him more often. Or loaning him out so he can play the 38 games in the Premier League. His ball carrying and his,
You'd take him Arsenal, you'd take him City.
When they come
100%.
8th this season,
Yeah.
Arsenal will be bidding, City will be bidding 100%, 30
He's
mil.
been linked with Madrid and Bayern as well.
I've never seen someone that tall carry that well.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Serious potential.
Okay, stick him down.
Getting ahead of myself.
Caicedo.
Yeah.
Most interceptions in the Premier League this season. Key part of Chelsea's team, key part of your 11.
Yeah, easy keep. One of our best players. Player of the year last year. Incredible off the ball. Very good on the ball. Underrated, I believe, in terms of his passing. Obviously, a shooting from range. And I think he's actually a box-to-box midfielder. But a lot of people won't see that side of him because we haven't got an actual 6, in my opinion. But yeah, strong keep.
Okay. This next one, I think, is a really interesting debate. Romeo Lavia.
I rate him so highly.
He's got to go.
So good.
At
You
Southampton,
say he's got to go then?
Like, it's similar to Fofana. It doesn't matter how good you are if you can't get on the pitch. It actually doesn't matter. It's not about your talent. You've got to be available. It's resources. It's time. You've got to be available. And no disrespect to him because he's an amazing player. He's just not available.
But that's interesting because as soon as you had the magnet, Buvey, you went, he's so good.
No, he's amazing.
And you went, you've got to sell him.
He's
so
amazing.
Is this the debate you have with Lavia?
But it's similar with Fofana. He's an asset you can sell. This is another point. You can actually make some money off these guys. You know, you can go somewhere and get fit and get some.
You can't sign midfielders like him easy. You can get centre backs a lot easier. Than Lavia's a naturally gifted ball playing midfielder, can control a game.
He's not going to get in the team over Caicedo.
He could. He's that good. He's
could
better
play
on the
with
ball
him.
than Caicedo.
Do you think he could get in the team over Caicedo?
Look,
Over
about fitness is
Caicedo,
spot on.
Booth.
I remember the game. He was running the game against Arsenal for Southampton. Lavia's unbelievable. He just doesn't play.
Where are you on?
Do you know what? He reminds me of Mateo Kovacic in terms of his style. Really good carrier of the ball, press resistant, can't get near him. But like you said, he doesn't play enough games. I rate him so highly. When he was at Southampton, again at the Emirates, what a performance. He comes off and they start conceding goals. I'd keep him, but I'd loan him. I'd loan him.
Okay.
I'd
Keep
loan
with
him.
the loan?
Yeah,
He
58 million
needs to
pounds
prove
was
his fitness
Southampton.
elsewhere, I think.
Enzo Fernandez is up next.
Doesn't
He's
wanna
been
be-
quite vocal this week, hasn't he, Enzo?
Does he want to be there?
He may not want to be there, but he's locked into a long-term contract. So you signed the paperwork, you signed your career away. You know what I mean? My opinion, you're staying. Like I'd keep you.
Do you think he will be at Chelsea next season, though?
Potentially not, no. I think he could be gone, yeah. I think Chelsea could if the bids are high enough and he wants to go that badly, I think he could play for Real Madrid. I think he could play for PSG. I think he could play for that level of club. I've always said that about him. There's not many midfielders in the world like him in terms of his profile when he's at his best, his passing. He's been getting goals. His GNA is higher than ever.
Do you think similarly though he's an asset you could sell? Like he's a potential you get big money for him and you
I
improve?
don't trust our sporting directors to replace our players adequately to the level required, so I wouldn't want to sell any of our best players. That's honestly
that's a separate problem.
That's seriously
problem.
that's a bigger problem. So I hear where you're coming
Do you know
from,
what I mean?
but yeah, I can't trust us.
Yeah, most touches, passes and tackles won in a World Cup final, Enzo. That's the level we're talking about. Yeah, went down a different tangent, that, didn't it? Those are Matisse's thoughts.
Santos.
Next up, let's move it on.
It's an
Santos.
easy keep.
Yeah,
Since
easy one.
Liam Rossini's come in, he's been really good. Really love the way he first time one-touch punches the ball into attacking areas, and he's got high potential. I love him, so
Stick him
I'll
down.
keep him as well.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah, he's a keep as well. Of course, he's not had a good season. He's not had a good last 18 months. He's not playing anywhere near to the level that he's playing under Pochettino. He's not got the same freedom, the same expression, the same weight of pass. Some of the mistakes that he's making on the ball, you just don't expect. The goal scoring, the shooting, nowhere near what it was. But it's Cole Palmer.
I know some Chelsea fans are worried about losing players like Palmer, like a Caicedo, like Enzo. Are you in that camp where you're worried about losing players, then potentially becoming a little bit disillusioned with the project?
Yeah, I think there's every reason to be disillusioned. I think we're stagnating, we're not progressing, we're not improving, we're not bringing in players, or we're not breaking the wage structure for players that would make a massive difference, which you have to do. And we haven't improved on that first 11 for a few years. A lot of the players that are key players for us have been signed about maybe 3.5 years ago. So if we're not making Champions League, there's every reason for people to be like, what is going on here?
Buvey, if you were a Cole Palmer or maybe a Moises Caicedo, would you be pushing for a move away?
Yeah, I would. Chelsea's a big football club, but they're a million miles away from even winning league titles. Maybe you get back in the Champions League next season. I think it's doubtful, to be completely honest. And I think Palmer, Caicedo, even Cucurella, some of these guys, they deserve playing for an Arsenal project, maybe a City project, maybe a Real Madrid project, a Barcelona project. They'll definitely be pushing. The long-term contracts, I don't even think it's that defendable. I think they'll just be asking to leave every summer. Like that's what happens with modern football players. Player power is huge in football. They're going to be asking to move every single season. They're not in the Champions League.
Based on his form this season, where do you think he is in the England pecking order? Obviously, the squad was named yesterday. It's a 35-man squad. He was one of them. He's in a very stacked position. Where do you think he is going into the World Cup?
If we're in a stretch game in terms of dropping off and picking up the ball and driving through midfield, I think Palmer's probably the best 10. But if we're right up against it, I don't see at the minute how he sort of unlocks solutions. It depends on the game, basically.
His passing is there, though. That's the thing. He's just not showing it right now. The weight of pass has been really poor. But I've seen ridiculous passing from Cole Palmer.
Fantastic.
I think he's got to go to the World Cup.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's a great player.
Agreed.
Definitely. Another player that splits opinion amongst the Chelsea fan base, I think a little bit, Garnacho.
Yeah, I remember being on this show when we were interested in him and saying, like, it's not for me. It's really not for me. And unfortunately, since he's got here, he's not really done anything to change my opinion. I think he has got some goals. He has got a few, moments where he's created separation with his fullback and created a cutback and a chance for others. But the actual quality of him is not high enough. The dribble, the just even the shots, like I said before we signed him, he's not a good shooter of the ball. Like, he's not clinical. And because he has like a certain amount of shot per 90, people were saying, no, he's a goal scoring winger. He's clearly not in terms of his actual quality of shooting. You look at Kvaratskhelia, you look at Barcola against us in the Champions League. Garnacho simply cannot hit the ball consistently in that fashion, in that way.
Is he a finisher? Like, I know we have to start thinking about football in a slightly different way with the squad's this big. Someone who comes on at the end of 60, 70 minutes and impacts games, because
that is his best role.
But that's not a bad role. This idea
not
that
a bad role.
You're just a finisher, so that's it. No. It's the squad game. It's
important. Yeah.
It's an important role in the team.
Chelsea need to improve the starting 11, I think, before they even look at the finishers. That's the problem. I think if you had the squad already tailored with top-class players in the starting 11 in the front three, where you could depend upon them week in, week out, and they were consistent, then you could start to say, right, we just need a finisher off the bench or an impact player. But we haven't even sorted that, so yeah, not for me.
So, okay.
Go. Wow.
And so
Jamie Gittens next. Interesting one.
He's injured. He's not played a lot of football, but he's not ready either. I don't think he should have been signed for the money he was signed for. He was very much overpriced. He didn't have a breakthrough season at Dortmund. I think he had a good start first half. Then the manager changed, the system changed to a 3-4-3. He had to play as an inside forward. It didn't work out for him. Club World Cup, he doesn't even regularly feature for Dortmund in that fashion. So again, I think he's just been fast-tracked too quickly into this Chelsea, position, into this team, and I don't think he's ready. I don't think any part of his game is fleshed out enough to the level that we need it to be. His dribbling is meant to be, the top kind of trait, but even that is a confidence thing with him, as you'd expect. Shooting, crossing, all of the cutting-edge final third play, none of it is of the level needed.
It felt like a classic Chelsea. Don't let anyone else sign him. Signing. Which is not necessarily.
It's a sell.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Estevao, this is a quick one, right?
Presumably
That's a keep.
nailed
Easy
on.
keep.
Yeah.
Best young winger that we've signed in recent years, and we saw against Barcelona what he can do. He's a top young.
Yeah, got to keep.
Yeah, he's so good.
Absolute no-brainer, that one.
Pedro Neto.
World class, apparently.
Yeah, not for me. Liam Rossini called him world class. I disagree. I don't think he's world class. He looked like he was, in all competitions, he's improved from a GA standpoint. I think he's got 10 goals, 6 assists. From a Premier League standpoint, it's very much in line with what he tends to do, which I think is 5 goals, 4 assists. Again, in the final third, there's not that cutting edge. There's not that decisive ruthlessness to him. I think he's quite one-track minded in terms of what you're going to get from him. He's going to run to the byline. He's going to give you a cross. His crossing accuracy is not the level it needed to be. I don't think the quality is high enough either in terms of consistently putting it on a plate for his forwards, even though we don't have good forwards in the air. For me, he's capped. And I think for a winger, it's one of the positions that there should be no cap. I think it should be having some of the best players in the world. We've had it with Hazard. We've had it with others before. For me, I'm actually selling.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's a nice.
Selling Pedro Neto.
Next up.
Easy keep.
Oh, mate.
What a season he's had.
What a season.
Fantastic season.
Just getting better as it goes on. More shots he's taking, more goals he's getting. He's never been.
His hold-up as well.
His hold-up's fantastic. His link-up's fantastic. He's great at, his footwork in getting out of tight situations, decision-making. 14 goals in the Prem, 18 in all comps. He's got assists as well.
6 assists as well as the 18 goals in all comps, by the way.
So he's having an incredible debut season now. And it's funny because I remember game week 6 or 7 or 8, and it's like, we haven't got enough goals from you. Is this going to be an underwhelming season? Then recently, since Rossini's come in, he's just taken it to another level.
Yeah, you're right. Most goals under a senior as well. So he's.
What?
Panic. I'll take him.
I'll have him.
Couldn't reach. I got tired and just put him in the wrong category.
Liam Delap.
1 goal in the Premier League this season. Off the bench, not providing any impact. A lot of ill discipline that he's ironed out of his game a little bit in recent times. He started off quite poor for getting bookings and red card and just coming on and just barging into people and giving away fouls. The link-up play is not good enough. The ball striking abilities really disappointed me. I didn't think it was as great as people were making out. I saw some silly comparisons to Harry Kane when we signed him in terms of the next England forward. That's the level. I never saw that at Ipswich. I saw a bit of a battering ram, someone that worked in transition, worked in isolation, in space. Hard grafter runner, maybe like a Jamie Vardy.
But just to defend Liam a little bit here. Obviously,
he's
we're
had
talking
injuries.
about this.
Yeah.
Like the style of play he was operating with at Ipswich. You knew what you were getting when you signed him. He wanted to work in wide open spaces. He's very physical, and it's a big step going from Ipswich to Chelsea and being asked to immediately contribute in a team that are playing in the Champions League.
It's too much.
There's not much grace been given
He's
in
also
terms
played
of
off the right.
time
It's like
there,
a pressing trick.
Well, that was one time against you guys, he's never done that since, thankfully. For me, Liam Delap, it's a jump too big. If he had
Yeah.
gone to like a Brentford,
Fair.
an Everton, a mid-table Premier League team, I think he would have been fantastic. I think he would have put in
Or
another.
stay in the Championship.
Another.
Stay in the Championship. with
No,
Ipswich.
he's better
I
than
don't know
that.
if he's a Premier
He's
League
better than
player.
that. But he would have had a double-digit goal campaign, and he would have continued his upward trajectory, his progression, and everything would have been fine. But wearing that 9 shirt for Chelsea and
Yeah.
needing to take, the pressure off Joao Pedro, he's not been anywhere near the level. So, and again, we've had Loic Remy's, we've had Demba Bars, we've had better players that contribute off the bench and as a squad striker than he
You
has.
say, Buvey, that you don't think he's a Premier League player, but I mean, last season, double-figure goals in the Premier League, nominated for PFA Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, he could have done a job for Leeds United if they signed him in the Premier League or Sunderland, of course. But sometimes it's good to stay with that Championship club. If you get relegated, stay with them, score 30 league goals, does your confidence the world of good. Stay with Kieran McKenna, fantastic manager, and get promoted again. There's some top players that have stayed with their clubs when they got relegated and come back up again. I think he could have done that.
Okay, stick him up.
Matisse has spoken, and that leaves one final player.
Marc Guiu.
Marc Guiu, yeah, 5 million from Barca. He's young again. He's not really ready for this level at all. I think again it's one of those. He went on loan to Sunderland, if you remember, and
Yeah.
then we brought him back because of the whole Nicholas Jackson kind of debacle. So he's just a player for me that needs regular game time. He needs to be playing for a much lower level club with the responsibility of leading the line and just get confidence and get goals. But he's not ready for Chelsea.
Okay, stick him up. Okay, so there we go.
There you go.
There is Matisse's analysis of the current Chelsea first team squad and whether he would keep them or let them leave. Let us know what you think of that at home.